So let me start with this. I would like to say that I'm among those who think that science has great beauty. So a scientist in his laboratory is not only a technician, he's also a child placed before natural phenomena that impress him like a fairy tale. Well, do you think I actually said this? Well, no, not really. This is actually, Marie Curie was one of the people who said this. She was the famous chemist who discovered radioactivity. But from what she has said here, we can actually get this really important thing, which is the really important trait of human curiosity. So, as she says, if you were to think about it, when we were younger, as children, like the child that Marie Curie describes, we used to ask questions such as, why is the sky blue? Or why do stars twinkle? How does a car work? Things like that. And so that's really reflective of how curiosity is ingrained into the human mind. And it really drives us to seek answers about what we don't know, like such as from people who are elder than us, who might know, or to seek the answers ourselves. So let me just make this a little bit more concrete by giving you a little story about how I got into my hobby, which is chemistry. And so I'll just talk to you about how curiosity was an important factor in this. So 5 years ago, I found my calling in this subject. I was actually quite fascinated by how chemists could take a lump of something and then mix it with something else and then be able to tell us with exactly, I wouldn't say exactly, I would say great detail, what happens on unimaginably small scales, the size of atoms or molecules. Also, although I think there was another factor to it, like my younger self could have been influenced by the fizzing liquids, the colors, and the explosions, and thought perhaps it was cool. So let's just get into this thing and let's become a scientist. So I just started out with basic equipment, the things from crystal making sets, and I was also able to get some stuff from my school lab to do some basic things. I used to replicate experiments from my textbooks, and I actually modified them and tried to learn more. Although there's one thing I'll let you guys know, because the practical chemistry, doing experiments where you don't know what the heck is going to happen, it's actually a lot more difficult to predict basically what will happen, because it's way more nuanced than what you would see in your textbooks as simple equations. But anyways, I digress. So over time, I was able to procure better equipment and chemicals, and I've been able to do more experiments. And with that time, I've been able to gain like more experience and knowledge, not only technically, but also I've also gained like awareness in about the environmental problems that face our world today, such as global warming, pollution, and the energy crisis. And then I thought, how could the scientific knowledge help the world? So what can I do to help the world with whatever knowledge I might gain in the future? So then I became aware of this subject, which is called engineering. So engineering is really taking whatever science has taught us, and then applying it to make it useful, such as using the strength of metal to make fan blades or motors, things like that, which we usually take for granted these days. So I decided finally that I would become a chemical engineer. So that's now what my aspiration has become. So I guess from my story you can get some sort of idea that how this curiosity into this subject, the atoms and molecules and what happens, really inspired me and helped me develop my aspiration. And so eventually I hope that this curiosity will lead me to set some goals for my life, and so set some goals, and then I can ultimately, I hope that you guys could also do the same in whatever passion it is. It need not necessarily be science, but it could be anything. Actually, I'd like to end with this quote by Swami Vivekananda. He said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." So in this context, it would be hungry would mean be hungry for more knowledge, seek out more knowledge in what you're passionate about. And foolish in this case is not being dim-witted, but rather being open-minded. Like be open to other people's ideas. Like think about them and try to assimilate them into what you know, and then so you can be more accepting of people and how they think. So that's ultimately what he has said. So anyways, I wish you all good luck with your futures, and yeah, thanks for listening.
Thank you very much.